A weather impact alert tonight on KGW News as day 2 of relentless rain floods roads and strands drivers.
I just throw a snorkel on my car and I'll be good to go.
As waterlogged hills start to slide.
There's a strong chance that people won't be sleeping here tonight.
Plus, what we're learning tonight about the person authorities say went on a tire slashing spree. Then, wow, caught on camera the view from the driver's seat of a stolen ambulance. And later,
it is about being uprooted, okay, and the ways we come back to ourselves and each other through sharing rituals.
How an Iranian American who fled her homeland for Oregon as a child is reflecting on the war tonight and bringing people together. But let us begin with that weather impact alert as we track an atmospheric river that has pushed some rivers and creeks over their banks and covered roads from the coast to the Portland metro, including in Washington County, where crews had to rescue a driver trapped on a flooded out street after they tried to get across. And new tonight in Gladstone, a tree has crashed into an apartment building, forcing people there from their homes. Once again, we have live team coverage, beginning with Chief Meteorologist Matt Safino. So Matt, how much more rain is still to come?
There's quite a bit, but we are getting a bit of a break tonight, and that is actually really beneficial, even though it won't last all that long. The weather impact alert continues through tomorrow night. High water, landslides, debris flows, as we just showed you. So be careful driving. Kind of goes without saying, but a good reminder, clear storm drains if you can, because there is a lot of water rolling around out there. It's 53 degrees. It's warm. It's a little breezy. And the rain actually has become light. In fact, watch Doppler radar. You can see that the south part of the metro area, it's not raining at all. It's mainly from downtown Portland north through Clark County and up to the north into Washington and out to the northern coast range as well. So this is good. And the reason I say that is because any break we get for just a couple of hours allows the water to recede down the rivers, allows the rivers to clear that out, gives the landscape a chance to breathe a little bit, and just give us a little bit of drying. So even though this is going to come back tomorrow, it's great that we're getting a break now because every little bit will help in that regard. Rainfall totals today, we're pushing 2 inches at the airport. We've exceeded 2 inches in downtown Portland. Out of the coast, 1.4 at Tillamook. But when you look at the 2-day totals, 2.5 plus inches in the metro area, over 5 inches at Tillamook. Just incredible. Now, we've got a flood watch continuing now for all of these counties here until 5 o'clock on Saturday, because even though the rain stopped Saturday morning, there is still the threat of flooding. And then up in the Cascades, we now have an avalanche warning until 6:30 tomorrow night. There has been a ton of snow. There's a live look at Timberline right now. You can see it's still snowing. This is because it is a very dangerous situation. We are seeing and will see naturally triggered avalanches, meaning they're just going to go on their own because of the heavy snowfall we've had. Also, strong winds and rising temperatures makes the snowpack on top heavier, so it crushes the snow below. And that means the risk is real. We can get long run-out avalanches from starting in a high elevation, extending well down the canyons per se. It can bury and even kill backcountry skiers and travelers. So that's a serious situation as well. David?
Yeah, got to think twice before you head out in the mountains. Thanks, Matt. Well, team coverage continues with Alma McCarty live in Gladstone now, where a tree has come down tonight at an apartment complex. Alma.
Well, David, first and foremost, the good news here is no one was injured. And secondly, this appears to have only impacted a single building. While the tree is enormous, it really is quite large. You can see by the root system there and then making the way up the trunk. It is just an enormous tree, and so it could have done, obviously, a lot more damage. It appears to be mainly impacting the upper level, the second floor there. And for perspective, while it is quite unfortunate for these folks who do live here, this appears to be a apartment building that has about 4 or so units, at least 4 units, we should say. Clackamas Fire does tell us that due to the tree falling, folks living in this one building of the River Place apartments off of River Road have been displaced. The Red Cross is assisting one family who really didn't have another alternative. Now, this is clearly, again, a very large tree here. And according to one neighbor that we spoke with, Jeff Appleman, it's been a cause for concern. He lives in the building across the parking lot and heard the tree come down.
It's just an old, humongous tree, and I was worried about it with the wind the last couple of nights in the saturated ground and being right next to the creek, and sure enough, So it's not a big surprise, but it was quite an incident. So.
Now, we are told that this all happened around 8 o'clock tonight, and Jeff actually was one of the folks who called 911 saying that this had happened. He said that the fire department was here within minutes. And again, the apartment building has been cleared out. Those people are now in other places, really. But yellow tape still surrounds this building. We're not sure how long that's going to be the case, but certainly a very large tree and a pretty big cleanup job ahead. David, back to you.
Yeah, no kidding. Just glad everyone's okay. Alma McCarty there in Gladstone for us. Thanks, Alma. Top it over to Southwest Portland now, where fire crews helped evacuate people from up to a dozen apartment units when the hillside came down against their building. This is the Indian Hills Apartments on 35th Drive near I-5 and Taylor's Ferry. Portland firefighters tonight encouraging anyone living in a slide-prone area to have a bag packed and be ready to go.
And we have potential for this to occur all throughout, in particular, Southwest Portland for the next few days.
No one was injured. City crews will have to check the rest of that slope before allowing people to return home. Well, new tonight, another landslide is causing trouble on our roads, this time near Corbett. Officials say debris has shut down southeast Gordon Creek Road, south of Hurlburt Road. It started as a single lane closure, but now the entire road is blocked. Expecting more as well. Take a look now. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says deputies had to rescue 2 drivers who got stuck in floodwaters around 2 this afternoon. This was near Northwest Rock Creek Boulevard and Rock Creek Court. The Sheriff's Office saying both people were okay, though a little cold and wet. Reminds me of that saying, of course, turn around, don't drown, since just a few inches of moving water can sweep you off your feet. Well, let's talk about the coast now, particularly Tillamook, where heavy rain flooded streets. Highway 101 and Highway 6 both open tonight, while Highway 6 was closed east of town this afternoon. Some drivers went through that water anyway. Again, not a smart move. Just to the north, the Wilson River is threatening some nearby homes and businesses. It's back down under flood stage tonight, but forecast to rise again tomorrow.
Our building was shaking because of the wind. And it was raining so hard our dogs wouldn't even go out to go to the bathroom.
Rain and the wind caused water to come into some of our windows at our home.
It's just a lot of rain. The county's director of emergency management is warning people in lowland areas to be prepared. Of course, stay with KGW for continuing coverage of our weather impact alert as we track not just the rain totals, but flooding and slides and trees around our region. Look for the latest here starting at 5 a.m. on sunrise, plus anytime on KGW.com and on our free TV streaming app, KGW+. Well, to an update tonight, the suspect accused of starting a fire that caused significant damage to a Northwest Portland restaurant has made her first court appearance. Documents say 56-year-old Catherine Stow approached investigators and told them she accidentally started the fire at Elephant's Deli. Stow faces charges of reckless burning and criminal mischief. Fire crews say she was using an open flame to look inside trash bins. Today, the restaurant CEO telling us he's not sure how long repairs could take.
We're just getting thousands of stories of the 40 years of, God, I keep on doing, you're seeing the roller coaster, of the families that have had magic moments in this place.
Cannot blame him for being emotional, right? He adds they'd had run-ins with the suspect in the past and had tried to connect her with services. Let's take it to Gladstone, where police say they have identified the person in this video caught slashing car tires overnight. Video shows the person in dark clothing walk up to a small red SUV, slash its tires, then later get into a red sedan and drive away. Police have not identified the suspect, but say charges are now pending. All right, to Iran now, where the rhetoric is ramping up and faster than the price of oil. Iran claiming responsibility for a deadly attack on an American-owned fuel tanker off the coast of Iraq. It's the latest strategic strike targeting oil infrastructure in the Persian Gulf. The attack coming hours before Iran's new supreme leader made his first public comments, pledging to keep blocking the vital Strait of Hormuz. That sent oil prices soaring, with the global benchmark Brent closing at over $100 a barrel for the first time since 2022. And for hundreds of thousands of Iranian Americans, the war strikes an emotional chord, with many fearing for their loved ones and the future of a country they left behind. That includes a Portland woman whose new documentary touches on those very themes. And as Catherine Cook reports, she never imagined it would be so timely.
Waiting in line for a movie.
But I love it.
And your daughter.
I'm so proud of you, Masajo.
Is the star. It's a full circle moment for Mariam Darabi, who fled war-torn Iran with her family in 1990. That's what her daughter's documentary,
Massa, or the girl who ate her way home,
is all about.
You know, I'm telling this story about who I am and where I come from, but unfortunately, I can't go back home.
Spoiler alert.
I realize home is just here.
Massa Darabi was just 7 when her family began anew in Oregon.
I felt like the weirdo at school, and my lunchbox was different than everybody's, and I was so embarrassed about my lunchbox. Until one day, this girl, and her name was Ashley Moore, she came and sat by me and she said, "Can I try your lunch?" And that changed. I mean, that was truly the moment I was like, oh.
That moment shaped Massa's life. It inspired her business, Massa Chai, and it cemented her theory that sharing a meal or a hot drink can bridge cultures.
I just think now more than ever, if we can really meet on that human level, we can have this greater impact on the world that is, I think we're in dire need of it, instead of just continuing to separate from one another. We're forgetting, like at our most human level, who we are.
Massa began producing her documentary 5 years ago, seeking out cultures that mirrored that of her own out-of-reach country. It brought her to Mexico City.
Even in the hardest of times, we're talking about, you know, people that are really hardworking and generous.
Mexico, Iran. She never could have predicted the parallels.
And our team pushed through, and when it was ready, this was happening.
It was really moving.
At OMSI, none of it was lost on those who screened the documentary.
I think that we need to understand other cultures and realize but America is not the only nice place to live. I mean, people care about their culture. They don't want to leave. My heart is pounding right now.
Her heart.
I mean, it's all here.
Her home.
And it's in my mother's eyes and my father and my community here. So just be kind to each other.
A lot of hearts pounding tonight. I mean, the power of bringing people together. I'm curious, what are Massa and her family saying about the events unfolding half a world away? What timing, right?
Absolutely. It's almost uncanny. It is uncanny. Well, they continue hoping for a regime change, but obviously the outcome of this war is still very uncertain. They're worried about loved ones, but they're also grateful to be here with their extended community.
I love that final note from her. Be kind to each other.
We have to remember that.
Thanks, Catherine.